Okay, hi. We start this lesson. This section is actually a continuation of the previous section. We introduce some slightly more complex agents. This agent is mainly, it's like some of these natural languages, common tasks in NLP. The main three. The first one is one of our text classifications. The second word, it's our named entity recognition. The third word, behind is our custom agent. Okay, mainly these three. First of all, you do text processing. Okay, well, one of the most common problems is categorization. What is classification? Just type in a text, then output the category. Kind of like a news. It belongs to sports news, or entertainment news, or political news. We generally believe that this public opinion analysis, something like this can also count as a classification. Positive, negative, neutral. It can also be used as such a text classification problem. Then we'll use it. As simple as this most commonly used email. Is it email spam? Sentiment analysis. Okay, the most frequent news category, right? So let's do text categorization like we did before. Do you know how to do it? So typically, this is this VVM, like or some of these LR. Mark a lot of text, then add labels, then do training. Label first, then train. And you do this spam? Do this public opinion, right? Each needs to be made a small model. You need to have 100 classification problems. It requires training 100 small models. Okay, but what? Now we have the big model. We don't care what category you ask. We can all use one model. You can see. This is my text. This is one of our classification systems. Then we use the agent that comes with I/O. Then just call it like this. Let's run and take a look. What about this? In the small model era, it's very, very difficult. Because the classification system is different. The label it finally appears on. The label is different. Lots of classification problems. There is an accuracy problem. But the big model. Actually, I didn't train. Add prompts to do most of the text classification. No matter what your classification system is. We just need to define your classification system. For example, your text and novel are science fiction. Or this fact. Then just write it down. This is similar to what we call zero shot. It's just that I didn't do any pre-training, specifically pre-trained for this classification problem. Most of it is also okay. Directly specify your expected category. This is the big model compared to the small model. The huge advantages of the large model. I can do basically all classification problems, instead of training small models one by one. One more word. It's one of our named entity recognition problems. How about this one? In fact, it means that we give a sentence like this. Identify one of its nouns, verbs, adjectives, because different languages may be different. You can take a look. You can divide it. You can divide this organization. Geographical location. Time is fine. So we're typically doing this. Do web analysis. The most important thing is to extract information. To do information extraction. What about this time? If it is a small model, it is the same. We may need a large amount of corpus specifically for training. And what? Languages like this have many subject-verb objects with different structures. Different languages are different. So what? It's very troublesome. But if it were us, If you use a large model, that would be fairly simple. Same thing. Take a look at this. We just give them one sentence at a time. Pay attention to writing this. This is our entity identification, one of its agent names. It outputs our entire sentence. Which ones in this sentence have this name? What are the times? Commonly used organizations. Anyone who has done NLP knows. Before. Small models also require a lot of corpus training. Then. In fact, the name is different. Entity recognition. Even the models are not the same. Certainly, there are many cloud platforms that offer such services. But now, with the big model. In fact, as long as the large model service is provided. No, that means it specializes in command entity recognition. Not particularly needed. Just like everyone is doing typical translations now, as mentioned earlier. In fact, there are many translation systems like Moz, services provided by the cloud platform. But there are big models. You just tend to go big. No need to use small models anymore, unless it is particularly specialized or niche. We are the entity of destiny. Same thing. What if you have a big model? Let's just use it directly. We can expand this requirement now. This type. The key is everyone. Take a look. Just give the sentence. If by definition, you can also extend some of this type yourself. IONET gives some of the most commonly used by default. It's like organization, time, place, person. And then one last thing. Run again and take a look at it. Sometimes it's a little bit slower. Sometimes it's very fast, these 2 seconds. Just customize such an agent prompt tool. Custom. Write such an objective. Is your goal? It is. We say chat is anything. For all large model applications, what are they actually writing prompt? So this is actually saying that your goal is to do this kind of continuous summary. Then, everything else is the same. Let's write down the key first. Then write this text. Just call it directly. This is. In fact, we can write it as a translation. Then this is. Based on previous history. The previous data will be adjusted for you to take a look. This is because it is a little more text. So it might just slow down a little bit. Then this is very fast. Words like the previous one are 1 second. If this is the case, because it has more text, 12 seconds depend on token. Keep doing some of these expansions. That's all.